Out to everybody out there. Shout out to everybody in YouTube world. It's your boy C Boogie Productions coming right back at you on this lovely, lovely Thursday night. And we're going to go ahead and get it popping with the Nerve of You podcast, y'all. I'm sitting here with the co-host that finds a way to do the most, man. We got Rose in the building.
Hello.
And matter of fact, y'all follow me on Instagram too, at C Boogie Production. And I forgot to give the update. I've been so busy lately. And I forgot to give the update on the Virtual Self-Improvement Summit. You know, we had a Virtual Self-Improvement Summit. This was the very first one that we did on Saturday, May 7th. And shout out to everybody, Ron Wills, Frank, Master Yao, Chelsea Cree, my boy K Business Podcast. You know, it was just a real dope event. I hope I didn't forget anybody, but Frank. I said Frank. So at the end of the day, man, shout out to everybody that signed up, and it was good support, man. I think everybody got something from it, from the Virtual Self-Improvement Summit. It was the first one that I ever did virtually. You know, probably won't be the last one. Typically, man, we do the self-improvement summits in person, but the energy was still good online, man. The energy was great, man. We went for like 8 hours, man. By the end of the summit, man, I was beat down. That was the longest summit we ever had, which is crazy because the ones that we have in real life go a lot quicker, man. But I just wanted to touch on that, man. I totally forgot to give an update on it. So thank you for everybody that signed up. And it won't be the last summit. It won't be the last virtual summit. But moving on, man, got a couple good topics I want to touch on today. We got, do women know the difference between a good man, G-O-O-D, a good man, versus a simp, S-I-M-P. One of the things that I noticed, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you really pay attention to the landscape, if you're really listening with a discerning ear, it's rarely the women calling men simps. Real talk. If you really pay attention, you know, out of 100% of the time, might be 5% of the time that women are calling men simps. I personally haven't heard it much. I'm sure it's out there, but if you pay attention, it's the men versus men debacle with the word simp. And there's a whole reason for that. There's a whole psychology behind it. Maybe I'll get into it later. But a lot of women don't even use that word, simp. You know what I mean? I'm sure women got their own lingo, but it's not, it's just not a lot of women talking like that, you know? And a lot of men use it as shaming tactics against other men when they use the word simp. Like, oh, a guy say he got a girlfriend. Oh, you a simp. A guy say, hey, man, you know, I just got engaged. Oh, you a simp. Oh, I want to be a good man. You know what I mean? It got that toxic and bad online. And yes, it is toxic when you have a man that is proud of his family, or a man that's striving to have a good relationship, a man that's in a good relationship, a great relationship. That is toxic when you call that man a simp. I don't give a damn who you are, because at the end of the day, what is somebody supposed to have, a bad relationship? You know what I'm saying? What is somebody supposed to have, a dysfunctional relationship, or don't have a relationship at all and perish alone, or whatever the case? So, you know, I want to touch on this for a second. Me personally, look, when it comes to men, a lot of men got to truly understand the lingo, right? And they really have to listen to a lot of context clues to when women say certain things. Like when some women say that I need a man, that's not always a good thing, because a lot of times if you read the context clues, it comes right behind after she need her oil changed, or she need her bills paid, or she need her washer and dryer hooked up in the basement. A lot of times when women say certain things, they be like, damn, this would be the time where I need a man, or I need a good man in my life, or whatever the case is. If you read the context clues, it's right there for you. And then you got other women They just might be like, you know what, this single life is whack. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of going on certain dates. I want to be in a relationship. Now, that's different. You got to read the context clues. What's going on, Eric Hudson? Eric Hudson said, I'm about to be engaged, and I wish a nigga would try to shame me. That's my nigga. My nigga. But nah. And you know what? I actually met his fiance. She came to the second, him and his family came to the second self-improvement summit. So shout out to Eric Hudson and his family. But
congrats.
Congratulations, dog, and you're a good dude. And because you're a good dude, good thing is going to happen. Period. That's just what it is. I know a good man when I see one. He ain't no simp. He a good dude. But what's going on, Red? Shout out to that $1 super chat. What's going on, Sirius B? So a lot of men got to read the context clues. It's right there for you. You know what I mean? You just got to be intuitive enough, and you have to listen with a discerning ear. But women are telling themselves when they want a man in their life that they just want to use. You want to speak on that for a second?
That is true. That was a very true statement. Hell, I found myself saying that one time in my car. I needed some tires changed. So yeah, you're right about that. I do think that a lot of people get it confused, especially men. A good man versus a simp. They think good men are simps. It's almost to that level, which is really, really bad.
Nah, it has gotten that toxic in some places. And look, there is a such thing as a simp. But let me say this. All men have been a simp in their life before. I don't give a damn who you are. Because every man has met their match. If you out here on the sidewalk is what I'm saying. If you came outside at some point in your life, and when I say came outside, you jumped off the porch. I don't give a damn. You from the East Coast, West Coast, Dirty South, Midwest. If you came outside, particularly when you was young, or hell, even, you know, as an older man, if you out here and you dating and you meeting women and you mingling, you all met your match. I know I've met mine several times. And at the end of the day, when you meet your match, especially as a young man, oh man, we know how that go. Like, it be the finest girl in school. Like when I was coming up in school, I'm just gonna keep it a brick. It was the red bones with the Jesus Christ, I hate to even say this shit. It was the red bones with the door knocker earrings with the little baby hairs she brushed before first period. And you know, it was only like 5 red bones in your whole grade. You know what I mean? It was 5 and 11 or whatever. And but that was status when I was in high school. Truth be told, that was a status symbol. And I don't want to get into the whole racism thing or why it is the way it is. I'm just speaking on the reality. And if you bumped into a good little red bone you had on your team, like, I was dealing with this girl named Joy when I was a senior. And everybody wanted Joy. She was top 3 baddest chicks in the whole high school. Don't ask me how C Boogie got her. I was pushing P. But at the end of the day, man, did I simp for this girl? Simp? That's not even a word. Did I? Shit. I'm trying to think of the highest level of simping that I did for that girl.
Super simp.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I ain't know no better back then and everything, and I definitely learned my lesson. But it was all good. But I just wanted to touch on that. All men play the simp role for a particular woman. Now, we're not going to do that for every woman. But particularly, you know, for the one that you may say that's your match, you know what I mean? You know how the old timers say, oh, that person got your number? At the end of the day, it happens. So for me, it's nothing to be ashamed of, man. Like, nobody truly comes out the womb knowing how to navigate this space with women. You know what I'm saying? It's not that easy. You know what I mean? You may get less than 0.1% of men that was just naturals. You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, we all had to fall down and get up. And then fall down again and get up. You know what I'm saying? It's just the reality of the situation, man. Like, a lot of men got an ex-girlfriend or whatever that still got their number. You got to stay away from 'em. Like, bitch, get back, bitch. Because as soon as she come around, you get weak. It is what it is. A lot of dudes like that to their baby mother. So, you know, you got to truly understand that it's not just a group of men that we can just label a simp. Like, every man has simped in their life. You dig? I'm pretty sure as a woman, you've had men simp for you.
Yes, that happened before, yeah. And, you know, they say that it's similar to a pick-me for a woman.
I mean, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Let me go ahead and reset the podcast. This is the Never You podcast coming at you live on this lovely Thursday night. I'm sitting here with the co-host I love to do the most. We got Rose in the building, y'all. And we talking about good men versus simps. And I'm going to go ahead and finish what I was saying. So all men have played the simp role once or twice in their life. Or we've been in situations where we had to choose, you know what? Am I going to take the pride route or am I going to cave in? You know what I'm saying? To a certain woman. Like, you might have been 10 toes down with a woman for 6 months. But I'm telling you, when women do shit like give you an ultimatum, or when women do certain things like, you know,
Leave.
Or leave. You see what I'm saying? Just up and leave. You know, look, man, these be some tough decisions. These be sweating at midnight. You know what I mean? You gotta call Brazzy, like, yo, I need somebody to talk to, cause like, damn, because typically we don't know how good somebody is to us until they leave. You know what I'm saying? We live life backwards. So a lot of times when we in a moment, you know how we do, we taking people for granted until they gone. Poof.
That's so true.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, sometimes we get caught in these situations where somebody might leave and then you like, damn. So as a man, you might give it like 4 days. You like, man, F her, man. Fuck that, nigga. You know what I'm saying? My nuts is hanging. Boy, about that 5th day, and then you start to think, see, like, here's what's get a lot of men. Because you start to think, I wonder who she chilling with. Is she on a date right now? Is she sleeping with another dude right now? Oh, he hitting that from the back right now. You like, I'm going to call her. And then if she don't pick up, oh, man.
Aww.
You done. Let you call a girl after she left you, right? And she don't pick up that phone, dog. I stalked a woman before. It's a true story. I just gotta get into it.
Let's stop.
Yo, man, true story. It was this. I was stationed at Fort Polk, Louisiana. It might have been a couple times I stalked the chick, but it's one in particular. Excuse me, yeah. I stalked the chick. Yo, man, I was in Fort Polk, Louisiana, and man, I was dealing with this girl named Alicia. Bad. She actually been on my channel before. People don't know. Y'all check my Patreon. She been on my channel. Anyway, I was dealing with Alicia at the time, and we was kicking it like Bruce Lee, like Jackie Chan. We was kicking it hard body, bruh. Man, while a couple days go by, the communication was real
Iffy.
It was real shaky at best. I would say it was shaky at best. But the thing was, Alicia lived like 45 minutes away in Alexandria, Louisiana. So that's about a 45-minute drive from Fort Polk, you dig? So, man, I got in my car. And I would only go to Alexandria on weekends because that's where the mall was and that's where the good restaurants was and everything. So I would go out there on weekends. Or if I went on weeknights, I would just go out there. I would spend the night with her, and I would wake up like an hour earlier to get the PT on time. I would have my bag. So the communication was shaky at best. I'm like, oh, hell no. And the thing is, you know, me and her had really good sexual chemistry, so, you know, I was a little pushy. So anyway, I drive all the way out there. So her car was there. Yo, man, while I knock on the door, ain't nobody come to the door. I'm like, what? I'm banging on the door. So I did that for about maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't know. You know what I mean? I sat in the car for a minute. Like, let me see if anybody pull up. I'm to this day, I never really got to the bottom of that. I'm not sure if she was there or not there. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it was one of those moments where I would consider that a stalking moment. Even though me and her was rolling hot and heavy.
Right.
It wasn't like I was a random dude. Like, she was like pretty much my girlfriend at the time. She was like one notch. She was my girlfriend without the title.
Okay.
We didn't want to put a title. We eventually put a title on it. Okay. But at that time, she was like my girlfriend without the title. So, you know, it wasn't like I was a random dude that met her at the club last weekend. But at the end of the day, yo, man, I had to get to the bottom of that. And then the next time I went to the crib, I had my little handy dandy flashlight. For real, I'm checking fingerprints. I'm looking up under stuff. Like, girl, what the hell you been doing? So I never got to the bottom of it. She claimed that, she was hanging out with friends. Fair enough, man. I just left it alone.
Yeah. Guys are getting real comfortable just popping up at your house. It's so funny, but that's a thing.
I mean,
unannounced, just, because they feel like they possess you. I mean, and deep down inside, we kind of like it a little bit. So.
I mean, the men don't like it because it drives us crazy. The men don't like the fact that, is it a little bit of excitement there? Yeah. It's a little, especially when you're young, it's a little bit of excitement. You know what I mean? You get that little adrenaline rush when you're doing a little crazy shit. But as you get older, you understand how these things can turn out too. And you like, man, I'd rather just avoid the drama. You know what I mean? I would never do nothing like that. But that was, I was 22. I was so young at the time. But that's just one of the things that really stuck out. One of my little stalking moments, man. I can't, it might have been one more time where I might have did something. I can't think about. I'm sure that wasn't my only time I did that. But that was the prominent one that really stuck out to me. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, good man versus simp. I just had to touch on that. Every man done simped at some point, or the public's criteria of a simp.
Define simp, and I need an example as well.
I mean, what I would call a simp is pretty much a man that loses himself in the pursuit of a woman, and or loses himself in a relationship with a woman, and he forgets that what's attracting this woman to the man is him being a man, and he relinquishes all his masculinity to the woman. That'd be my definition of a simp, like a man that completely loses sight of who he is in pursuit of a woman.
Do you have an example of that?
I mean, I don't, not off the top of my head. I mean, I'm sure I could think of one. We just ain't got the time. But, it's plenty of examples. Maybe if something come,
okay.
You know what I mean? We got a whole chat room. Y'all give an example of a simp, and I'll pick the best one. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, though, look, it happens, man.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you think a man that is in a woman's friend zone, and he's doing things for her, do you think that that's a simp?
Ooh, man, that got to be flushed out the right way. Male friends for women. Me speaking as a man, I don't have female friends that I haven't slept with. I'm just gonna be honest. But that's just my life. I don't do a lot of the whole female friend. Now, I got associates, I got people I'm cool with, but like, how some women got the male best friend or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's always odd to me because that's the perfect combination for cheating because they already know each other so intimately or whatever.
Right.
So, that got to be flushed out properly. Not in every situation, but because a lot of dudes play that role. And this is why, if you're a man and you're in a relationship, let me tell y'all something. All of that male friend shit, knock it off. I'm just being 100. Like, knock it off. Why do your woman have male friends? Unless he been gay his whole life. I'm talking about out the womb. He was sucking on the pacifier. You know what I mean? I couldn't even keep his neck up. But he gay. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't even keep his neck up and shit. He was even holding the bottle gay. You know what I mean? Unless he came out the womb gay.
Not the bottle.
Holding the bottle gay. Just letting it pour all over his face. Damn baby. At the end of the day, though, unless he came out the womb gay, I just don't see the need for that because, and here's my thing too, it probably wouldn't be that bad, but I just know niggas, man, and I understand the moment I get caught slipping, who the first dude up in line to get the ton from the woman because she went to him so vulnerable? Nah. I seen this story. I seen this movie too many times, Playboy. Ain't gonna happen. Like, and that's my little bit of advice. Look, a woman gonna have associates, right? Let's be sensible, especially if a woman has a career or she got a business. She gotta come in contact with men, but that's it. She comes in contact with these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Or they might be Facebook friends, or they might have to collab with each other on certain projects to get money. I understand that. You got to be sensible. But I'm talking about that bowling game on a Tuesday night. Hell, nah, that's dead. Or that's done. Or, you know, like here's what a lot of women hit me with. I'm gonna be honest, and I had to look at them like they was a daggone a damn corpse. I had a couple women come to me like, yeah, I want you to meet my friend such and such, such and such. You want? And then as soon as I hear it's a male name, I'm like, is that your brother, cousin, godfather, uncle? You know what I mean? I'm like, what am I meeting him for? Because the moment I slip up or the moment I do something, it's going to be him that's in your ear about me. So off top, me and him can never be friends.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because his loyalty is to you.
True.
It's kind of like your female best friend or your female friends. They might be cool. They might smile. They might even like you as a man, but their loyalty is always going to be with you.
Yeah.
So I don't even get caught up in the girl female friends. I'm like, I'll be nice. I'll be cordial. I'll be a gentleman. But that's it. Because I understand the moment I sneeze wrong, oh man, I knew you shouldn't have fucked with that nigga anyway. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. And this is another thing that just popped into my head. Ladies and gentlemen, truth be told, if you're in a relationship, marriage, whatever you in, whatever kind of relationship, whatever y'all call these things these days, because we got 50 different names for what y'all into, but don't tell people the negative aspects of your relationship. You know what I mean? Now, you keep a small circle of people that you can talk to, that you can trust, that's mature. It might be somebody in your family. It might be your best friend. But don't have this group of people that you got in your business, in your relationship, because this is when things crumble. Period. I don't give a damn what's going on. For real. Because when you and that woman or you and that man reconcile and get back together, all the things that the friend said don't go away. That energy that they got, it stays. And I've been through this, and I've learned my lesson. And as far as relationships go, I only seek wise counsel. See, if I'm seeking relationship advice, if I ever decide to, I like to talk to mature people. It don't necessarily have to be a man. It could be a woman. I could talk to my mom or my sister or whatever. You know, like, you love my mom. She keep it real. Like, if I'm wrong, my mom gonna tell me I'm wrong. Like, nah, nigga, that's you.
Right.
She might not say it like that, but she gonna be like, nah, that's you. So I like to seek wise counsel of people that gonna tell me the truth no matter what. Because sometimes I be bugging, and sometimes I don't. But if I'm bugging, I like to put it in perspective. Like, all right, man, that's on me. I don't seek counsel from immature people because I understand that energy. And they'll start getting in your ear and planting these seeds.
Like, don't be a simp when that doesn't even apply to the situation.
Well, you got to understand, look, a relationship is a different ball game because typically a relationship is supposed to be going in a certain direction. It's supposed to. I don't know what y'all do these days. Y'all be in these 10-year relationships and it never goes anywhere. I can't relate. But I just can't. You know what I'm saying?
Me neither.
I have a history of commitment. But at the end of the day, right? Typically, I'm speaking typically, right? A relationship's supposed to be going somewhere. Like, it's supposed to have a direction. So, if y'all talking about marriage or even if you don't believe in marriage, y'all talking about, just being together long term, that's still a direction. Y'all might decide later on that y'all get married. Whatever the case is, the relationship's supposed to be going at a certain speed, a certain tempo. It's supposed to have a certain fluidity to it. So, it's I totally forgot my point. You know what I'm saying? I totally forgot my point of
Oh, the simp doesn't apply to.
Oh yeah, relationships. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, y'all, I'm getting old. For real. Relationships, that's a different ball game because if you want your relationship to go in a certain direction, there's certain things that gotta be done. All of that simp shit, all of that crap, it goes out the window because you're fighting for something bigger than you, especially if you're married. You shouldn't even be using the word simp if you're married unless, you want the complete domination by your woman. But at the end of the day, you're fighting for something. Like, if a man is fighting for his family, like a Kanye West, I think Kanye is crazy, but I can't call him a simp because his children is so much bigger than him. That's my philosophy. I know everybody else wouldn't agree. Some dudes would be like, F those kids. But for me, that's his only children.
Right.
He got children by this woman. And we can have the conversation about her and this and that. But what I'm saying is, sometimes it just doesn't apply. In my book, if you fight for something bigger than you dig? Typically, the simp thing comes in when our ego come in and our pride and, all of this crap. But in a relationship, it doesn't always apply because you understand a relationship goes two ways, man. You know what I'm saying? It goes both ways. It's a constant pouring into each other. The man pours into the woman pours into a man. You know what I'm saying? She empties out in him, he empties out in her. That's the way it should typically go. So, it shouldn't be all of this talk about simping and this and that and the other. So I just wanted to speak on that for a minute because it's not all the way ironed out. Everything ain't simping. Like, I would consider myself a bit of a romantic. I'm halfway there. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I want to be. And I wouldn't call myself a simp. I just understand the dynamics between men and women. Do you have a relationship without romance?
No.
No. You know what I mean? Do you have a relationship without intimacy?
No.
Do you have a relationship without kindness and just good gestures? No. Do you have a relationship without forgiveness? No. That's not a relationship. That's some shit that y'all made up. You know what I mean? That's some shit that y'all made up, dog. That's just what it is. So I just wanted to speak on that. Everything ain't simping. If you don't know how to forgive, and this is for women and men, if you don't want to forgive, if you don't know how, you shouldn't get into a relationship. Because I tell you this, a relationship ain't nothing but a big ball of forgiveness. If you really think about it.
It is.
It's a big ball of forgiveness, man.
And not and how you fight. If you fighting dirty or not. Not if you fight, because you're going to fight. It's how you do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be hard times, but you got to know how to work your way through it. So anyway, the good man versus the simp. You dig? As a woman, what are some show enough signs that you would see that be like, oh man, he a simp? Like what is a couple things that really stick out to you that's obvious and you can just slap that label right on the man and say, man, he a simp?
Heavy question. I have to think about that one.
All right, I'll come back. All right, what are some signs that you see from a man and you could just be like, you know what?
I got it. When you give a man your number and he pressured you to get your number, if you guys are out, you're at a restaurant, bar, and you give it to him, and you guys are talking and you are distancing yourself from him in a way, and you're telling him, hey, I'm not ready. I broke up with my ex and I'm healing, and he's still pursuing you, wanting to take you out on a date, and full force, as if you didn't just tell him that.
So he's not picking up the clues that you just ain't feeling them.
Right. And he's trying to offer me more and more things so that he could get what he wants. And I think that is simping. Because I told you, and you're still pursuing me. So that's a simp to me.
Okay, I'm gonna read off the super chat and get back. DJ813, this dude is loyal, man. I like DJ, man. He be showing love.
For real.
Show more love. But thanks for that $20 super chat. He says simp typically is used when a man dates outside his lane and get burnt. That's a Snapple top.
Yeah, and with that guy I was talking about, we didn't even get to the date because I knew I didn't like him, and he just was like, okay, let's do a date today, or let's see if I could change your mind, like stuff like that. Is like, come on, man.
Well, some dudes,
it's like desperation at that.
I mean, some dudes believe that persistence is the key, and in some situations it does work, just being persistent. Now, the major key is the woman can't be repulsed by the man. Like, let's say at the time the girl just wasn't feeling nothing you was kicking. Your mouthpiece wasn't right. Maybe she just ain't like your energy that day. It might have been too aggressive, or, it might have been too passive. Who knows? But her attitude was just indifferent. Like, I can take him or leave him, but I'm going to leave him today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At that point, you could probably be persistent. Like, the next time you see her, you try again. The next time you try again, until one day, you just really catch her attention, and then boom. You go into overdrive and you bag it. But the girl can't be repulsed by you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, I think a lot of dudes got to get that straight, because when you're repulsing a woman where she just, the whole body language says, dog, get out my face. At that point, look, now you can grow. Like, let's say, man, you worked at the same job, right? I mean, we actually do. That's funny, right? We actually do. I just thought about that, right?
We own.
yo, I'm not even dealing with this effort. Let me tighten up. It's the Nerve of You podcast coming at you live on a special Thursday night. We got the co-host I love to do most. We got Rose in the building, and I'm your boy C-Boogie Productions, man. Subscribe to the channel, and also hit the bell so y'all can get the notifications when we go live on the Nerve of You podcast. So let's say, I'm still going to speak in hypothetical. Let's say me and you work together, and we kicking at lunch break. You know how I go on jobs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Lunch break, we talking, we flirting. You know how people flirt at the job. It comes with the territory. Yeah. If you married on a relationship, if your woman got a 9 to 5, she's flirting with a man. But it is what it, I mean, everybody flirts. It don't mean
True.
It don't mean they gonna cheat, but people flirt.
That's true.
I think a lot of dudes gonna have to wake up to that reality that flirting is a part of life.
Yeah.
We're
adults.
But here's the thing. Me and you work at the same job. We've been flirting. We've been at it for months, right? 90 days. You know what I'm saying? And you always told yourself, I ain't gonna deal with him. I ain't gonna give him the ton. Or I'm not gonna date him. He work at the job or whatever. Give me a. But over time, I can end up growing on you.
That's true.
And it's vice versa for a woman. I've been in situations where some women got on my last damn nerve. And then over time, you know, the more time you spend with somebody, you know, the less you know, guards you got up, I should say, the less barriers you got up for that person. And when you finally get to know them, you're like, damn, girl, you really ain't that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, real talk. Like, you really ain't that bad. And then you finally kind of give them a shot. Yeah. And then you were like, damn, you've been right under my nose this whole time. And I was out here searching for the wrong thing.
That's true.
So, now you can grow on somebody, too. Now, that's not simping if, let's say you turn me down. What's going on, Tony Maceo? Like, let's say, we got Tony Maceo in the building.
Woohoo. Hey, Tony.
You know, Tony a celebrity, man.
For
you know
real.
What I'm saying? He don't even understand his influence on these streets.
Right.
Like, we out here listening to the wrong people. We should have been listening to Tony.
For real.
But, like, let's say, right, me and you, lunch break every day, we kicking it, we doing our 1-2, and you told me out the gate, I ain't gonna deal with this thing. I mean, I'm not gonna deal. You done told your girlfriends at HR, I ain't gonna deal with him. Woo. But over time, you know what I'm saying? I just stayed consistent, right? I stayed consistent at whatever it was I am. I didn't get out my lane.
Okay.
I stayed consistent, and then one day you just noticed me, right? I don't know. It just took that one day. All the stars lined up for your boy, and you just. It's almost like a true story, right?
It is.
It's almost true. But all the stars kind of.
I can relate.
All the stars kind of lined up, and then you like, damn, like, this him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Twinkle. Well, I do think people notice the twinkle in people's eyes, whether it's the first time or over time. You could tell, even if they like you just a slight little bit, you could tell. If you are in tune with yourself and you can pick up on the little subtleties, you could tell. It might not be grand, but as long as there's a seed of twinkle, then you could grow that.
Yeah, and like that's one of my biggest advices too to people. Is like, well, I'm talking about men. Dog, be consistent. That's one of the things that I've noticed. This is a part of my fundamental package. Because, you know, like, I do fundamentals. I don't do a lot of game. I don't do a lot of razzle-dazzle. You know me, it's fundamentals all day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's part of the fundamental package. That consistency is a killer for a woman. Like, do you know how many women fell weak? I mean, dropped to the knee based on the consistency alone? Yeah. Now, once we get the woman, it might slag off a little bit. But particularly before it's the consistency that a lot of dudes, man, I notice they fundamental package ain't right.
You are right about that.
I'm trying to tell you, man. And I be sitting back watching, and I really learned this as a youngin' from my boy Kenny. And I learned from some other dudes as I grew up. They was so consistent with their women. And I was one of those knuckleheads when I was a younger man. Like, yo, man, why you pick up the phone every time she call? You know what I mean? I was one of them. I'm like, dog, we hanging and banging. We in the streets.
Right.
Why you pick up the phone when she call? Let her wait. My boy Kenny would be like, yeah, I got this, man. But I started to notice he was having his way with the women.
Wow.
And he wasn't doing nothing special. It wasn't like he had a lot of money or nothing. You know what I mean? It was just the fact that he was consistently available. Now, in a lot of red pill circles, it says, well, you know, you should pull back from the woman. You should do this. Mean. Like you, hold on. Like you should, like whatever it is they say, like you shouldn't be available, or like you should get a woman number, call her a week later. Nigga, please. Do you understand how long 7 days, a week? Do you know how many guys this woman met? Dog, I get a woman number, I'm calling her that night. Facts. You know what I'm saying? And this the C Boogie motto. It doesn't matter, and I say this, it doesn't matter if you call a woman in 4 hours or 4 days. Is it a man on the phone? That's my logic.
Love that. Once
the woman realizes I'm talking to a man, it's going to calm her central nervous system, nigga. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, and I've noticed that, like, I've never got with the logic of get a woman number and call her in 5 days. Nigga, right. That woman might not know who you are in 5 days. Be like, where I meet you from? Like that. And the whole, aura and the energy of y'all just meeting is dead. Nigga, I'm calling her that night, and I can speak what worked for me. Can't nobody challenge me on it because it works for me.
And another thing, man, who you are is just enough. Meaning, who you are, if you are consistent, you're just showing her who you are when you're spending time with her. And that's just enough. You don't need, like, 5-star restaurants is, but it's not, if you guys are walking, talking, just getting to know each other, and you guys are showing each other who you are inside, that's just enough.
I'm going to speak on that 5-star thing for a second, too. Eric Hudson, thank you for that $5 super chat. Does the definition of simping change over time for women as they get older? You can answer that. It's probably more for you than for me. You got to go up. There you go.
The definition of simping change over time. I think if a man is no, I think once a simp, always a simp. I don't think so. I think going back to that example
not
that I gave you.
Not the man get older, the woman getting older. He's saying as women, as y'all age and mature, do the definition of what a simp is change based on your age?
No. Like if I was 40 and that guy did the same thing to me and I told him what it was, and I said, hey, I don't want to go on a date with you. I'm healing, and he's still coming at me in that way. No.
You're healing, huh? My boy DJ 813. I'm gonna start calling DJ Show Mo Love. That's about to be his nickname because he always present up in the chat, and that's good. Rose, what are your top qualities in a man?
Oh,
I see you lit tonight.
Top qualities are masculinity. If he's competent, whatever he does, whatever he put his mind to, he does it successfully. I have to be sexually attracted to him. He has to be intelligent, and he has to be a man of his word. I feel like I'm missing out a lot of things, but that's about it. Yeah. Oh, and he's a leader. He's a leader amongst men. That's a big turn on. So if he's a leader amongst men, I can trust him. And he's trustworthy. He tells the truth even if it hurts.
I can dig it.
And he loves, adores me.
Okay, you kind of, let's get back to the podcast.
Yeah, okay.
Let's get back to the podcast.
I got a long list, okay.
I see. It was just unraveling. I'm like, we got a little time limit here. But it's that sound about right. See, Now you said, 5-star restaurants are good. 5-star restaurants are good. Let me touch on that for a second. I love good food. Everybody like good food. But see, here's the thing. And I want people to pay attention, women and men. And this is just C Boogie's opinion. This ain't law. But I want people to pay attention, right? Sometimes, man, when you truly vetting someone, you don't need all the distractions because you need to be dealing with matters of the heart. A lot of this relationship shit, a lot of this treachery and griminess that's going on out here in these streets, a lot of that shit could be avoided if we just paid attention to somebody's heart. But we have mastered the art of deception in this culture, right? So for men, we like to hide behind the sports car. We like to hide behind the fashion, the cologne sometimes. We like to hide behind, obviously the money. That's the biggest thing. If a man paper long, you know what I'm saying? We can hide behind these things. And it distracts a lot of women from truly seeing what's in that man's heart. And I would say for some women, not all, but for some women, had y'all truly seen that man's heart, I'm talking about a clear view into it, maybe y'all would have chose a different dude. And even for women, it's the beauty, right? Or what guys call beauty. I got a different definition of beauty, but I'm not going to get into that tonight. But it's the fat ass, right? It's the big watermelon titties, and it's the sexy lips and all that, and that has its place. But when I'm examining your heart, like when I'm truly paying attention to a woman, like when I'm analyzing real close on how she treats the waitress at the restaurant, you dig? When I'm paying attention to how she talked to her mother when her mother called, or how she deal with her family members, or if a woman got a child, how she deals with her child, or if I'm paying attention to see if the girl bathroom's clean. I don't know why women don't like to do that shit. Bathroom clean. For real, that tells me a lot. Or if she always complaining. See, when a man is intentional, y'all take notes. When a man is truly intentional for a woman, he's looking at a different criteria. He's looking at how this woman deal with her finances. He's looking at how this woman truly sees the world, because that matters. How she views herself at that moment of time. You dig? He's looking at what do this woman put stock in her life? Do she put stock in to love and hip hop, or do she put stock into, information that can better her campaign? Whatever it is, her job, her business, her family. Is she always on the search for self-improvement? See, a real intentional man, he can compartmentalize different categories. He'll put the beauty in a different section of his mind when he's examining the woman's heart. You dig what I'm saying? Like, a real simp would get blinded by the beauty. If we talking about simping versus good men, a real simp would get blinded by the beauty and put everything, all the evilness, all the treachery, all that shit that's in a woman's heart, he'll put that to the back burner because he's so worried about the girl having a fat butt and some wet ton that he realized her heart is evil. She can't hide that. She's mean. She foul. She stink. Whatever the case is.
And women do the same thing when that type of man got money. We do the same thing.
So what I'm saying is, Rose, that at the end of the day, we doing a piss poor job as women and men of examining somebody's heart and somebody's spirit on who they truly are. Because, like I say, as a society, we have truly became masters of deception. Like 1 billion% masters of deception. And We do these things on purpose. Like we purposely want to deceive somebody. Like you know how they say when you go to a job interview, you should already look the part. Now you might not have studied jack shit for that job interview. You don't even know the company motto. You don't even know the company president. This is how unprepared you was, but you damn sure looked the part. You trying to deceive me. So now, if I'm a good interviewer, right, and I'm asking you questions about my company or the company, and I realize, oh, you looked the part, but you don't know shit. But it might have been the guy that came in. His shirt might have been a little bit wrinkled, or his shoes might not have been brand new. But when I asked him every question in the book, and he knew everything about the company, he had enthusiasm, he was a good fit for the company. I got to make a decision. Do I want to hire the guy that look good, or do I want to hire the guy that work good, that fits good, that understands the role that he needs to play in the whole operation? See, dog, yo, man, we got this shit so backwards as people that the evidence shows. Why do you think so many people in so many effed up situations and they stay there, or it's a constant pattern and cycle in a life of messed up situations? Is because of shit like this. We're not examining each other's heart. And I really wanted to put that out there when you brought up the $500 dinners, because, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying
it's a mask.
I'm saying it can be. I'm not saying that it is.
Right.
I'm saying it can be.
Right.
And that's the one thing we got to look out for. Don't let that juicy steak and them big prawns at the restaurant, the $12 joints,
right.
$12 a piece.
Right.
Don't let that distract you from somebody's heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, man. And I've been caught up with women that, I told you about the girl Joy when I was in high school. Beautiful, but evil. I was just so excited to have a good looking woman, or the top 3 in the whole school. It really boosted my status in high school. But I was so geeked up on that I didn't examine her heart and realize until later she was playing me the whole time.
Yeah, and we sell our souls doing that. So at that's what it costs for you to not look at her heart, the beauty, the status that you got in high school, all of that. That was your cost. That was your price that you paid. So going back to the interview, what do you look for if both interviewees were the same qualities? Like if they both were
it's like 50-50?
No, like they both were the same. Like they looked the part, they knew the company motto, they knew the history.
I'm saying, so like both of them coming in 50-50.
Right.
And I have to make a tough decision?
Yeah, because I have an answer to that question.
I'm sure you do. What would probably put me over?
Yeah, which one would you
is pick? For one, I'm going to start with enthusiasm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just having the right attitude.
Right.
I know a lot of people in life with a lot of information. They very well read. They smart. Everything on paper, but they just don't have the right attitude. It's like for real. And then you like, yo, man.
Everything's so mundane.
Yeah, like you understand. You do got to come to work every day. You do got to work around others. You do have to be respectful. And then you realize, you know what? I don't give a damn how much they know. I'll take the person that know a little bit less, but they have the right attitude. That means a lot, just the right spirit.
Yeah.
That might be number one. And number two, what I would look at is being malleable. You know what I mean? It probably goes under the right attitude, but okay, yeah, you know everything, but is there any room on your palette for me to teach you and train you for something? Or are you going to challenge me every step of the way? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you empty yourself when you walk into this job to be taught? Every general got to be a soldier. Every boss got to start as a worker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's correct. What I would say is you choose the person that makes you feel like here's a future we can march into successfully and competently. And with that enthusiasm, that's the person that gives you that feeling Because if everything on paper is good, you have to go with your heart, and that's the person that you choose. So I agree with you.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go with your gut. But that's two things I would look for. Like even, when I'm looking at women, or I guess if I'm dating, so to speak, and I'm meeting women, one of the biggest qualities I like to look at in a woman is the freedom inside of a woman. Just the pure freedom. That sticks out to me. That's the most feminine thing. This is my criteria. This ain't law, right? But one of the most feminine things I like about a woman is the freedom in a woman. And when I say freedom, I don't mean doing what you want to do. I mean freedom within herself, that she can live in her own truth. Whatever that truth is. It could be dark as this book, or it could be as light as these lights in the studio. But what I'm saying is, it's the freedom within her where she can walk in her truth. And it's a certain type of relaxation and comfortableness over that woman that you notice. And it just makes her more beautiful and feminine to me, because you know what? That means she came to a level of acceptance in her. And if she can accept herself, more than likely she'll accept me. You know what I mean? A lot of times we don't accept the flaws in other people because we haven't accepted that shit in ourselves. Like me knowing my closet is a little dirty. There's a little bit of shit in my corner in the closet. There's a little tiny bit of shit in the corner.
Tiny.
Me knowing that gives me the ability to be sensible. If I'm dealing with a woman and she got some shit in the corner of her closet, it takes one to know one. Like you heard that before?
Yeah.
So I can't be a staunch down hypocrite on the scene like, yo, I need a perfect woman. I need a woman that's a virgin. And at the end of the day, they walk in my closet and it does look like Halloween. It's like, nigga, what you talking about, man? What you talking about, dog? So, that's one of the things. It's typically the freedom in a woman that I really notice. And it really sticks out, man. All women don't carry that well. All women don't know how, because women live in a different realm where they judged 24/7. So I understand why women are the way they are, but there are these periods and pockets where you meet women that's very comfortable in their own skin, and a lot of dudes need to really look out for that. That's very comfortable and shit.
That's true.
But anyway, I wanted to touch on that. But the good guy versus the simp. Look, man, because we're going to wind down this topic, and we're going to get to this time Leykis shit. But me personally, I never wavered from being a good man. And that's one of the things that kind of turned me off from some of these social media spaces. It was like a lot of dudes telling men, pretty much, you got to, damn near treat women wrong to get to have your way. Although I understand certain things they talking about, certain mechanisms, they not just being real. Like, look, when a woman is sexually attracted to you, when she truly likes you, you can get away with a little bit more. Yeah. That's just the bottom line. You can, if a woman is already sexually attracted to you, and you know it, you see her body language, and you can read women pretty good, at that point, you can go up to a woman and keep it 100. Like, you know what? Like, I want you to come over tonight. Da, da, da. Yeah. Like, you may not say that if you want to fence about how the woman really views you sexually at that time. But if a woman just making it obvious, then she did have to work for you.
Yeah, a lot of guys think that you have to be mean to a woman, and they don't want to show their chivalrous and nice
being
side.
A gentleman.
Yeah,
that's it.
And I'm like, the only women that really works on are women that don't trust themselves. They don't think that the man is I don't know. They don't trust themselves. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, a lot of times that shit is the defense mechanism, like that meanness, that prickliness. You know what I mean? Just kind of that, you know what I'm saying? Just agitating the feminine energy. And, it is a way to get attention okay, for some guys, they'll never get attention any other way. So I understand why guys do it, but you know, it's kind of playing yourself to me. You know what I'm saying? Because that drains your energy. A lot of dudes don't understand. Doing all of that, you're not gonna be able to roll top-notch masculine energy and just be cool because you too busy trying to agitate the goddamn woman, and that wears down over time.
And he's not in his truth.
Well, that too.
One thing I want to ask: where does being a trick fall into?
That's a complete different live stream. I'm not even.
Really?
That's a good. I mean, you because all tricking ain't simping. You know what I'm saying? I pay for pussy, flat out. All right, you want what you want? All right, you know what I mean? We gonna. It's a transaction. I pay for pussy, but it didn't make me less of a man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't sell my soul. You dig? It just was a woman that needed some money. All right, what you need, baby? All right, you know what I mean? We gonna work this. So, you know that's. I don't even want to get into that. Maybe next episode because we got lack of time.
Okay.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So, you know, that's one of the misconceptions because for me, throughout my life, yeah, when I was younger, I was a lot more aggressive, I would say. But I didn't start having my best relationships and experiences with women until I toned that shit down a lot. Like that whole Sergeant Coates thing I had going on when I was younger. And I used to bring that shit home with me. And I used to wear the fuck out these women.
Huh. You said a long time ago?
You drink some water because you wilding right now. Go ahead, go drink your water because you.
Said a long time ago.
Oh man.
You need some water?
Nah, I'm Gucci. All right. My bad, y'all. Had a little crazy situation. My bad, y'all. We lit. Hey man, this the Nerve of You podcast, man, coming at you live on a Thursday night. You know what I mean? We got a co-host that is definitely doing the most tonight. We got Rose in the building.
Hey.
Let me get myself together. So, like I was saying, you know, the whole Sergeant Coates thing that I may have going on from time to time.
May have?
Yo, man, look, chill, because you doing the most, Rose. Co-host, allowed to do the most. If you think I'm bad now, you should have seen me 10 years ago.
Hell nah.
Real talk, I had to tone this shit down. But it was who I was. Look, man, I'm a soldier at heart. And man, you had this debate. Do women like Batman or Superman? And I said, I'm Captain America because I can't relate to Batman or Superman.
Well, you can't relate to Batman.
I'm a soldier.
With sprinkles of Batman.
But we're going to do a podcast on that. But I just wanted to say that, like, I'm a soldier at heart, so I'm always going to be Sergeant Coates.
You know what? Maybe us women want men to be Batman to the world, but Superman to us. Maybe that's what it is. We'll discuss all of that when we actually do the episode on Batman versus Superman in the eyes of women. But I got to throw a third person. Like, you still got, I think I'm Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Captain America is very nice. He was a very nice man.
I am a nice guy.
You're kind at times, but I don't think
I'm a very nice man.
You're flipping the tables like.
I'm a very nice man. As long as
you're
we in
kind.
harmony, as long as we in harmony and everything is orderly, and I feel good.
Hell nah.
And I feel good. Real talk.
What you trying to say? You don't feel good?
I'm just saying, as long as I feel good.
Define feel good. You tensions are relief.
Yeah, I'm not tense, right?
You are a tense man.
Yeah, as long as I feel good. If I feel well, it's gonna be a good day. You did? This is that simple. Now, if I don't feel well, then we have to make it to where I feel well. Real talk. I think as long as I feel well.
Wow.
So anyway, good man versus simp. Look, we're gonna finish it off and go to the next subject, and we're gonna wrap it up. But at the end of the day, you know, when I used to hear certain things, I'm like, well, you playing yourself, dog. You don't have to be a dickhead 24/7. Now to certain women, yeah, but if you're dealing with women of caliber, if you're dealing with decent women, dog, a lot of that yo boy shit ain't gonna work.
Right, it's a big turn off.
It's just not gonna work. You're gonna have to be a gentleman. You're gonna have to have some manners.
Yeah.
You can't be ratchet. You can't be mean. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's gonna wear down. Just be cool. My thing was always just be cool. If you know how to just relax.
Right.
And if you around a woman that you can't relax around, you out your lane. It's that simple. You know what I mean? Everything is there. All the answers is there. So, you know, I think a lot of people just need to take heed to that. You know, there's nothing wrong with being a good man. You know, if I'm dealing with a woman or whatever, you know, I'm not even on that type of simp energy where if a woman asks me for something or need my services, I'm like, oh, I ain't gonna do that and all this crap. Or, you know what I mean? You got to give me some head first. It's like, nah, like, ain't even on that type of time. You know, it'd be nice, but even if it don't happen, I'm not gonna relegate myself to that because now I open the door for that energy. So if I need something from the woman, she gonna be like, oh,
right. Am I your girl?
Yeah, you know how it go.
Fiance? Yeah.
So the man sets the tone. However that relationship or situation or whatever gonna go, the man gonna set the tone for, you know, how y'all gonna reciprocate the energy amongst each other. Period.
And a lot of times, this whole simp and pick me titles revolves around sex and commitment.
That shit revolve around sex and who get the pussy first. Look, if you think about it, and this is the last thing, and then we're gonna move on. Like I said earlier, if you think about it, it's men calling other men simps. That's the biggest thing. You rarely hear women calling men simps. Pay attention close. It might be a few sprinkles, but it's not a lot. The biggest thing, and it's a shaming tactic, right? And I understand what it is, but it went too far. And when I say it went too far, I mean, I heard men calling married men simps just because the man want to take care of his family. I literally heard this online. A man bragging about his wife and kids. Oh, you a simp. Da, da, da. This is black men talking like this. And a man that wants or striving for a successful relationship, you know, if he want to do the right thing or if he want to keep the energy good in his relationship, I've heard these kind of guys called simps. And I'm like, dog, like everything is not being a simp. Like, you should want to have a good relationship. You shouldn't want anything dysfunctional. You should want a clean slate of energy in your house.
The reason why I say that is because a lot of men are looking at it like this is a win-lose. Like, if a man is winning, meaning he's getting vagina for the low with minimal effort, then that's a win, but that's a loss on her part. Or they normally call men that are simps a man that's not getting anything at all. He's in the losing category of things, and I think that's really wrong because in a relationship it's supposed to be mutually a win-win. It's supposed to, but there's no win-lose. That can't. If it is a win-lose, then that means that the person that's losing is always trying to get a win at your loss. Everybody's like, I want to do what's best for me mentality instead of I want to do what's best for us mentality.
How do you think people are measuring relationships these days? It's in the category of a win or a loss. I talked about this at the summit.
Right.
And the moment you put your energy in that space, then you're only going to focus on the win. You're not going to focus on the relationship and things have to be in place. You got to work at a relationship.
Yeah.
You're not gonna focus on that. You're gonna focus on the win or loss, or how can I get 5 years of free labor from a woman.
Right. And in a woman's world, we look at a pick me as a woman that is giving so much without even the title. She's losing. She's like giving wife benefits, and she's not and they're in the talking stage. That's considered.
Well, some women like to play wife. You
did. And every woman played that game.
Well, not every woman, but
give or take.
Not every
98% of women.
I mean, some women like to give free labor, and then put pressure on the next man that he gotta see. I just being 1,000. Like some women like to give some men free hard labor, and when she's beaten down and she's desolate, you know what I mean, and she's desolate, can't keep her neck up in the conversation, and then the next guy that come around, she want to put the pressure on him and put the full court press on him. Like, well, now all of a sudden you need to get married, and I'm looking like, well, hold on, baby, what was you doing the last 7 years? You was playing wife. And then typically when you make them a wife, they slack on that because they done gave all the energy to the last dude. But we're gonna move on, ladies and gentlemen, because I got something else I really want to speak about. Like, you okay? You need me to cut your mic off? You going through it?
Do I need to say a trigger word, brotherhood?
Nah, not tonight. So, Tom Leykis came out. We're going to touch on this for a few minutes. I thought this was odd. Tom Leykis came out. I don't know if he was hip, but he was like, and I'm paraphrasing, he was like, rest in peace, I got to put it out there. He was like, the hell with Kevin Samuels. Kevin stole my whole stick.
Damn.
No cap.
I did not expect that.
Real talk. And
hell nah.
It really caught my attention because a lot of dudes got to understand, man. A lot of the white guys in the white manosphere, they never was really feeling the black dudes. The black dudes came in handy for that mission, but a lot of dudes ain't really understand. And for Tom Leykis to say that, I mean, first of all, was Tom okay, a lot of people stole from Tom Leykis, not just Kevin Samuels. Tom Leykis been around for a very long time. Like, we can really say Tom was the originator of this whole, manosphere talking points, for the most part. Then other people came and put their remix on it and put their perspective and twist on it. But Tom Leykis was one of the original dudes. Like, he's on the Mount Rushmore of talking points. And real talk, Tom Leykis was like, man, the hell with Kevin Samuels. I mean, he stole my whole stick. And I guess somebody might have asked Tom or whatever how he felt. He put it out in a tweet. But I was like, damn, this nigga. So but at the end of the day, when you think in business, you should respect somebody's death, I guess. But I guess Tom Leykis sat back for years and watched Kevin make all this money from his talking points, or some of his talking points, rather, not all, but some of his talking points, and was like, hold up, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And it was nothing he could do about it because you can only copyright the title of something, but you can't copyright your talking points. You can't do that. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, a lot of these black dudes ain't even come out and had no smoke for Tom Leykis. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't really want that kind of smoke with white men, if you really think about it. Right. They really don't. Right. They'll speak on it. Now think about this. If that was a black woman that made that comment, these dudes would have still been making content. But see, a lot of black men understand, and this is one of our worst characteristics as black men. We truly don't want no smoke with white men. I'm just gonna be honest, man. And I thought it was odd because I'm watching all of these dudes out here, go off on a black woman because they had things to say about Kevin and his death, which is fine. I don't care. But what I'm saying is, where's the smoke for TS? Where's Where's the smoke for TL, Tom Leykis?
Right.
Where's all that smoke when Tom was like, the hell with Kevin?
Right. Right. And something sexy about a man that competes with everybody. Something sexy.
Yo,
about
dudes
that.
don't look, man. Let me tell you something, man. And this is something we got to fix as black men. We don't really want no smoke with white men. And I think that's my biggest point in bringing this up. We truly don't want that kind of smoke. And it shows, man.
That's
It
not
truly
good.
shows
That's
that,
not good.
look, when it was time to do the self-improvement summit, right? I got invited to do other type of conferences and shit, and I declined because I wanted my own. You know what I mean? I wanted to compete with the 21 Summit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I am competing. Give me some. You know what I mean? I am competing. I wanted to compete with those guys, and it's nothing personal. But I'm like, okay, if y'all say y'all the cream of the crop, I want to throw my bid in. Period.
Right.
If y'all say that y'all the number one men's conventional, whatever it is they saying, and you notice they changed the name from the 21 convention to the 21 summit.
Right. Your movement is polarizing.
Don't get it twisted. These niggas been watching.
Mm-hmm.
These niggas been watching. I'm talking about the white manosphere. They been jocking. And they probably thinking, how can a dude with only, on my other channel, all together, I might got 30,000 subscribers. How can a dude with 30 or a little bit less than 30,000 subscribers pull this off? How can a dude that don't have over 100,000, that don't have a big budget, you know what I'm saying? That don't have the backing and the resources that some people, how can he pull this off?
You know who's backing you?
Who that?
God.
That's a fact though. That's a Snapple top. But I mean, that goes with it. I mean, God was the one that told me to do it. But I just gotta be honest. And the white manosphere been jocking. They been sweating the boy. And I don't know, they've been doing the 21 convention for a long time. Like, dog, I got 8 self-improvement summits in 2 years. In 2 years, I got 8 of them. I got 7 live and 1 virtual. So, at the end of the day, I looked at those guys and said, I want to compete.
Right.
Real talk.
Isn't it sexy for a woman, especially a black woman?
Yo, somebody, hold on. Let me just rent a hall, 500 invites, boom. Let me tell you something, dog. That last self-improvement summit I threw, if you ain't got 10 grand or better, you better fall back. These guys don't even know what this summit is. See, we're not going to talk about the limos.
Right.
We're not going to talk about the VIPs.
Right.
We're not going to talk about the whole half of the section of the restaurant booked up.
We ain't going to talk about the owners of establishment coming out to personally greet us.
Coming out to greet us at the limo. See, but this is what they do because they just not informed. You see what I'm saying? And when you're not informed, right? When you're not informed, you say, if I could throw a summit for $500, and I know what he's saying, rent a spot and book tickets. If I can do that for $500, I would do a summit every month.
Every day.
Every day. Dog,
What's 500?
if you ain't got 10 grand or better, you got to leave me alone. I mean, I'm dead serious.
And Jason said, you go at men, they support men different. Well, he supports men by having the summit. It's for men.
Well, I don't,
Men,
hold on.
For men.
I don't coddle men. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that simple. I don't coddle men, man. I don't coddle men, period. I don't coddle men. I can't. I cannot coddle a man. I cannot do that. Because at that point, you're not living in reality. But I just said, I'm doing things on the level of these guys with much less resources, much less budget, and the product, I mean, it speaks for itself. So, look, when you come to compete, particularly with white people, with white men, when you come to compete, you're gonna deal with a lot of fear from black men. Not anybody that's affiliated with the summit, but you're gonna deal with that fear. Me, I can't live in fear. Can't do it. But you got to deal with shit like that because a lot of black men, you know, we just got these fucking problems, man. We just fucked up like that. We just really got these problems, man. We just got these issues within our ranks. And me personally, I can't live in that kind of fear. You see what I'm saying? Period. And a lot of dudes truly need to wake up because a lot of black men can have their own. If you believe in yourself, you're supposed to have your own. Each one teach one. Do for self too. You know what I mean?
And what are they teaching the women? Oh, you're not supposed to compete with all races of women? Isn't that what you
No,
want?
they teaching the men. I'm sorry, I just got to chime in. No, a lot of dudes is teaching the women, go to the white man too. I'm just gonna be honest. Like this is what a lot of dudes teaching, because if you're a black man and you don't want to compete and you don't want to get out here and have your own, what are you telling the women? Well, you need to go to the white man too. And there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, you know, I'm not shitting on it, but what I'm saying is,
Well, you kind of are.
You know, but for real, real talk. Like, I'm just being 100. And I have pretty women that come to my event. See, that's the major key. You know what I'm saying? You come to the summit,
Find a way.
there's gonna be some pretty women there, and that's the major key. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna be honest. You might go to other events, there may not be no women or no pretty women. You come to the summit, I'm gonna put you around some pretty women.
Right.
I mean, it's proven.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take you out afterwards. We're gonna ride in a limo. If you get the limo package, we're gonna eat good.
Right.
Like the self-improvement.
Pretty women.
Be around more. We are VIPs. The self-improvement summit is like nothing out there.
You feel like a
Celebrity. When you come to the summit, you're gonna feel like a celebrity. And this is not me saying it. This is the feedback I'm getting. A lot of people don't understand. You deserve to feel like a celebrity for a night. You deserve to feel like a star because you put the work in.
Right. Especially
because you put the work in. So
you'll be proud.
You should be. Everybody deserves that feeling. Like, you know what? I've been going to school. I've been working. I've been grinding. I'm going to take this one weekend and go ham. And come Monday, I'm back to the grind.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. But my thing is, man, we got to stop not wanting to compete. So, you know, when dudes don't have smoke for time Leykis, but they got smoke for the sisters, it really lets me know everything I need to know, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, Boogie went into entrepreneurship. Give me a little bit more on that. You know what I'm saying? Give me some real talk, because
and you're doing it well. Really well.
At the end of the day, man, you know, it's time that we put the fear behind this, man. Honestly. Ain't nothing holding us back but fear. And look, man, we gotta get out the bullshit. We gotta stop being scared, man. It's dudes out here, they wanna beat down on the women all day. Fair enough, but I'm like, man, let's get this money.
Right. And there's such confidence that says, I know I was behind the 8 ball, but I'm still motivated and I still can win.
Snapple top.
When you have that level of confidence, you're unstoppable.
Snapple top. You know what I mean? Snapple top. Look, man, this shit ain't about nothing, man. It's about believing in yourself and understand that as men and women, we go through things in life. Dog, I have 4 losing seasons. 4.
But that 5th one?
I'm good now. I'm good now, real talk. And because a lot of people, they want to keep you in a certain position. And it's like, dog, well, I was losing for four seasons straight. Like, where was you at? But that 5th season, when I decided, you know what I mean, to rise up and I was resurrected and I got my dome straight and shit really clicking for me, man, don't hate on me now.
Not resurrected.
No, this is really a resurrection. You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing. Like, a lot of people, man, They only respect you when you want a losing season because they want to keep you at bay. But it's certain people in life you can't keep at bay. I'm sorry. It's certain people that has a fire in them that'll never go out. It might dim a little bit on a losing season, but that fire will never ever go out. Like, I will never lose my enthusiasm for life. I will never lose my enthusiasm towards competing. I will never lose my enthusiasm to work toward my dream. I don't give a fuck if I'm 75. If I had a dream when I was 25 and I got the chance to do it and I'm physically able, I'm going to do it. That's just how I think. I don't think like normal humans. I can't think like a regular Joe. I don't think that was meant for me. I think my life has always been meant to jump off that bridge. Wherever that shit get me, that's where I'm going to land. But I got some good stories to tell in the meantime. I got some good experiences, and I can get an adrenaline rush.
Some people think that if your chances of winning is low, don't do it at all.
Fear.
What? If my aim, if that's my target, then nothing will stop me from getting that target. So
it's not supposed to.
Yeah, I don't like when people think like that.
Look, man, I'm just here to motivate.
If it was that easy, everybody would do it, right?
Facts. Snapple top. I'm just here to motivate, man. That's it. And me personally, ain't no need for me to be careful at this point because I'm growing in my power. You know what I'm saying? Within myself. So why be careful now? I wasn't careful before. I'm definitely ain't gonna be careful now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be responsible, but fuck being careful. Cause now I understand my power. I'm growing into who I am. And and that ain't nothing but self-actualization. That's all it really truly is, self-actualization. I'm growing into my power, and now I'm watching thoughts and visions and words manifest in front of my eyes. So, you know, we on the right path. I just want to motivate, but I'm not going to hold nobody's hand. A lot of dudes want me to come online and tell them what they want to hear. You can't pay me enough. You can't pay me enough. Like, I'm not for sale. Like, I'm not going to coddle men. I've been on the battlefield. What if I would have coddled my soldiers?
They would have died.
They would have did more than died. They would have cost somebody else their life too. And that's the most important thing. You don't just cost yourself your life on the battlefield.
Wow.
A lot of times if you slip up on the battlefield, you cost your battle buddy their life. So you got to understand, if I would have coddled my soldiers, or if my sergeants would have coddled me, we wouldn't have made it home. It was about accountability. It was about responsibility on the battlefield. And it was about doing the right thing. Why? Because it was the right thing to do. Period. It wasn't about, all of this other shit they trying to sell. Because it was the right thing to do. Excuse me. And a lot of that stuff stuck with me through the years, man. Period. That shit stuck with a nigga, man. I understand what it takes to come home and bring your guys home from the battlefield. I understand the relentlessness, the sleepless nights. I understand the checking, the double checking, the triple checking. I understand the paperwork. I understand the accountability. And this is every day, because every day they trying to take you out. And it sticks in your mind. You creating new thought patterns. It's not about waking up and hoping for the best. No, you got to make it the best. This is why I can't coddle no men. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you pray for God to give you the strength so that you could fight another day. You don't pray, oh, I hope life gets less strenuous. Pray for strength so you could take it.
Matter of fact, this is my last point. We're going to get up out of here. We've been on here for a minute. Matter of fact, I hope everybody have a bad time in life. Because that's where you grow. That's where you get your insight. I pray everybody see the good in life and the bad in life. I pray that everybody live a full life. They get to see every color and hue that life has to offer. You know what I mean? They get to see the poison, the evilness. I pray that they get to see the light. I pray that they get to see just the stagnant times. I pray that in life that y'all experience a full life, that y'all go through pain, right? That y'all suffer. And I pray that y'all go through the good times as well. That's what I want for everybody. This is the only way we're going to get wisdom. See, it's a lack of wisdom out here because we want to bypass the fuckery. We want to bypass the hard times. That's not the life of a man that want anything. That's not the life of a man that's trying. The life of a man that's trying is a man that failed 10 times in a row. Well, boy, he hit that lick on the 11th time. Real talk.
Yeah.
It's like drilling a hole for oil. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how many times they got to drill holes in the ground before they hit?
Yeah.
We talking about these people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to drill one hole, and they don't hit nothing.
Men working 12-hour days, staying for 2 weeks.
Right.
Straight. No, there's no getting off on the weekend. This straight.
Do you understand how much money they spend in the equipment and the maintenance and the work to drill one fucking hole?
And it's like $5 million just to have the equipment to drill one hole.
And they don't hit nothing. But boy, one day they wake up, shit, it's going everywhere. You got to get out there with a hazmat suit. And now all the money they spent, they about to recoup. And that's what life is about. You never stop trying.
Right.
I don't give a damn who you are, man, woman, child. If you got up today and you tried, it's called building, right? It's not called built. Built mean you bought it built. No, it's called building. And you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you building something, you do it a little bit at a time, until you have some shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's just life, man. It's how it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't live in a fairy tale world, but a lot of dudes need to change their perspective. It's not called built, it's called building. And when you building something, you build something one wall at a time, one nail at a time, one room at a time, one piece of tile at a time. You put it down, you get up, you do it again until you finally reach the goal. And once that's built, you know what? You build some other shit. Yo, man, we done for the night, man. This is a pretty good podcast. Bye. It was dope.
It was.
Appreciate you for coming. Shout out to everybody. Yo, man, y'all subscribe to the channel, man. I'm your boy, SIMP Productions. And we got the lovely co-host I love to do most, man. We got Rose in the building. And we'll be right back. I think on Sunday we'll do a podcast. And y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Hit the bell so you get the notification. A lot of people say they don't get notified. Hit the bell so you can get notified. Follow me on Instagram at SIMP Productions. And thank y'all, man. Love y'all.